can you maybe talk more generally about what data teams, or all the data practitioners, the data scientists, data analysts need to be thinking about in order to make use of AI?
There are various things, right? So first of all, today start adopting AI driven code writing, which is available today. Use GitHub Copilot, AWS Code Whisperer. There are so many different products. Stop waiting to write the code manually. There are so many tools. We use it every day, and it accelerates your code writing skills. So that is the first. There are still we meet with a lot of people who are not using AI to write code. But other than that, what we have seen, or I have personally seen, challenge with the data teams is looking at a big picture and then knowing what is your role in that big picture, right? One of the major challenge which happens in most of the data teams is these individual engineers, machine learning teams, AI experts, data scientists, even data scientists have a very myopic view of, very small scale view of what is my role, but do not have the larger picture of what is going to happen. And the top decision makers have just the larger picture, and they never see what is going to work at the ground level, right? So uh, and it's very hard for an executive to go deeper because there are many other responsibilities. But at some point in time, it is easier for a engineer to look at the entire platform. You may not understand every component of it, you don't have to, but you at least know that where my robot is going to be part of building this entire mega structure, right? Imagine every of the component these guys are building are small robots, which are again building a larger robot, right? If you believe in that philosophy of using small units of building to build other bigger things. So if these people are going to contribute to something, they need to know how it is going to be manifested, even if they don't understand every component of it. uh, because that gives clarity, that gives a very strong sense of path to take right decisions. We have seen most companies, products, or projects failing because there is no clarity across all the team about the small scale implementation or the smallest detail and knowing the largest aspect. So change in the change in the psychology philosophy of the data, the data teams is very important. Second is retooling and reskilling every 6 months. um, One of the major challenges you're seeing, oh, I have used Spark 3.0. It has not changed since then. No, it has changed 15 times after that, right? Then there are so many new tools available which can save my time. Not only save my time, give me better results. Adopt them, learn them, invest in learning every 3 months. Like personally spend at least 4 hours to say 8 hours of my week, based on the week, um, on finding out what am I doing which is not up to the standards of others, right? What am I doing in my general everyday activity, as well as my learning about technology, and which is, which is not cutting edge. So you don't have to be cutting edge, but you at least needs to understand that your job is paying you, but as soon as they stop paying you, you need to find another job where the amount of skills you will require will be exponentially high. So not stopping to learn is the philosophy you need to build. Never stop learning, right? So that is another very important piece I have seen. In fact, in our organization, we have compensated 20% of their work time to be associated to skilling. So without skilling, there is no progress. And the third, and most interesting aspect is not being overwhelmed by technology. I've seen a lot of people getting on, oh, generative AI is here, all our jobs will be lost. No, that is never going to happen. But running behind the crowd all the time, right? I'm a Spark engineer, for example. I'm a Spark ETL engineer, and there is generative AI out there. I should not drop all the ball and start looking into generative AI, right? Start looking into, as a Spark engineer, how can I influence generative AI? How can I use my skills, my super skills, to be contributor to the evolving scene outside, right? So how to think as a contributor rather than running, being in a rat race, right? So as a Spark engineer, I can say I have built a phenomenal framework which can help you, you know, do a lot of transformations in a way which is very helpful for generative AI. Like generative AI cannot understand tables. There are some, but they cannot. So I can write a Spark job which can convert my, my tables into long forms of text, which say Claude can be trained on. I build that and go to my boss and say, hey, this is what I've done. I know I don't know generative AI, but I know what input it needs. Correct. So think differently. Think from a perspective of how can I contribute to this evolving landscape rather than jumping onto the ship and then figuring out, oh, this is, this is either way beyond me, or it takes too much time, or wasting a lot of time to reach the your end goal. So I generally, advise people on making sure you can contribute and scale upskill yourself.